Hello, my friend. I had a call in to make another video, so here I am in my raw form. And yes, I do this deliberately. I did start plucking away at my hair and maybe trying to tuck behind my ears better so I don't look so humanly determined inappropriate or whatever. There's a big rabbit hole to go down with that as far as accepting who we are and how we look. Um, Humanity has had it pounded through their heads for millennia about how to look, how to, what's appropriate. But then we're also taught don't judge a book by its cover. I'm going to take a couple few pictures of me in different form and post them in this video if I remember. If I don't, then please forgive me. But I have many looks, and so do other people. So the pictures I'm including here are just an example of just me merely switching out hats. I was going to go all out and get dressed up, tie and all that jazz, and do full body shots. And you know, this is just an example of what I'm trying to get across is not to judge a book by its cover. Just because a person looks a certain way or dresses a certain way doesn't mean they're a bad person or a biker or a cowboy or a baseball player or you know what I mean. You never know what's in the book until you learn the book. So there's that. And I've lived through this, so it's firsthand experience as well as many other things that I may or may not reveal over time. But know that I'm just not regular old person who's lived a very sheltered life. I can relate to a lot of things and understand many, many things. So, but anyways, here I am in my deliberate, unbrushed hair, messy look, and it doesn't concern me. It really doesn't. So today's message is more about, or it's actually about, or more about. I guess it's already mentioned one thing, but anyways, uh, the stress and drama and trauma and division out there. Look, I'm gonna lay this right out for y'all. Come on. Now, if something's causing you pain, drama, trauma, division, anger, hate in your life, it's not it's not what's out there's fault. It's your fault, my friend. If you're watching things or reading things or doing things that cause you stress, trauma, drama, whatever, all that stuff, it's your fault. You're the one that's engaging in this. And I hate to come off like I'm so brutal or angry. I'm not angry. I'm not being brutal. I'm not name calling it's about unity. It's about having a better life. If you don't like the way your life is because of the drama, whatever, think of what it is that's causing that. Like there's a big thing with ICE here in America with the uh, illegals. Illegals illegal. It's plain hard truth. Get over yourself. Listen, there's a speed limit. You don't like the speed limit? You go over the speed limit. What happens? You get pulled over and you get a ticket and you get fined. Why? Because it's illegal. It's very simple. People get so up in arms. I mean, there's people. So, elaborating on the illegal thing. Okay, I'll put this in a form where no matter where you live, it applies. There's a speed limit on the roads we drive. There is a speed limit on the roads we drive. You can do up to and including that set number, that certain uh, distance over time, because some places are kilometers, some are miles per hour. So, anyways, if you go over that by even one variable difference, it is illegal. So, say you're speeding and you get pulled over and you get a ticket, you were doing something that was illegal. So you got fined or a warning or whatever. So if I think it's okay if I go 140 mile an hour down the highway, And so do other people. Are we going to start protesting that the speed limits are an infringement of my rights? Come on. Come on, people. We got to wake up here. I mean, I guess you don't. No one can save no one. I can't save you. I'm just doing my very best out here. I've got probably 100 friends maybe on Facebook and many on YouTube as well now. And if you don't watch these things and don't believe them or whatever or ignore it, that's up to you. I feel compelled to reach out and try to give as many as I can the tools to become a better person. A better person. To have more love. There's love and there's lack of love. There's happy and there's lack of happiness. There's happy and there's unhappy. I want you to be happy. I want you to have love. I want you to laugh, dance, sing, cry of joy. Have emotions. You can be sad. It's fine. You can be angry, whatever. Just don't let it consume you. Observe it. Don't absorb it. If you live your life constantly in that down mode, all I can do is do my best here through this video to try to send you love and hope that you get past it. I got on Facebook and I saw an equal amount of joyful things as I did unjoyful things. So many people, between politics, religion, and all this media. The media out there they do not want you to have your power. And you know where your power comes from? From within. There was a guy a long time ago, excuse me, that came out here into this world and said, greater is that's within you than all that's without out there. You know what I mean? And that's the plain old truth. No one makes you feel a certain way. Yeah, they can cause you pain if they, do harm to you. But that's different. Physical is different. Your emotional, any of your feelings are controlled by you. Anything from birth to death. It's till we pass. Everything from the beginning to the end, from the most whatever creation to the most decreation, even those that take away. It's just them making a choice. You make a choice every single day to do what you do. If politics or what's going on in the world gets you riled up and causes you to have a bad day and you feel like you have to have an announcement or a protest or a statement to make somebody else have a bad day or cause that conflict, do you like that interaction in your life? Do you like that drama? Are you an attention whore? Is that what you're looking for? If that's the case, then keep doing what you're doing. If you want peace in your life, turn off the news or watch it knowing that you're going to be provoked. It might be provocative. It might be in depth. There's ways to do things proactively other than causing arguments and robbing and looting and stealing and protesting and blocking traffic and all these other things. I'm going to use Ohio here in the United States as an example. There are 88 counties in Ohio. How many times have you heard of your state representative at any level coming to your county at all? Somewhere in the county. It doesn't have to be your part of the county, your city, or your township, or your community, or whatever. But there's only 88 counties. There's 365 days in a year. How many people does Ohio, for example, have representing them? In the House, the Senate, whatever, federally. Let alone locally and through the state. Where are these people? You want to make a change? Start hitting their phones up. Start sending them letters or emails. I don't know. Paper and mailing and writing letters is kind of a dying thing anymore, but send an email. Send a letter. Get on social media. You don't like something? Take pictures of it. Take videos of it. Record it. Post it. Call the news. Way back in the day, people used to write a letter to the editor, and that's how things would get published. And then the news would cover it, and it would get out and get further, and then it'd be exposed. This whole year, 2026, is going to be about exposure. And part of the exposure is going to be part of taking off the veil of what's real out there And what's real out there is what you create. And by that, I mean how you feel is how you make the world feel. If we're all energy and we're all made of molecules, this, that, and the other, that means everything else is made of molecules and energy. Frequency. There's a lot of different rabbit holes to go down, a lot of different associations. So, in short, we are part of this planet. This planet is part of us. The planet is part of the solar system. The solar system is part of the planet, which is part of us. So we're tied to the planet, the solar system, the universe, whatever. All of existence. Period. It's that simple. It's that simple. Oh, and I wanted to add one more thing. I do tend to use the word good and bad, or light and dark, or higher vibrational, lower vibrational. It's really about how much love, or there the lack of. You know what I mean? I think, I believe that no energy is created nor destroyed. Even when we let off a nuke, we're just releasing energy that's in there, creates other energy, and so on and so forth. And everything is uh, cyclic. Everything cycles. It's a torus. I think our universe is a torus. I think, just like the magnetic fields of the Earth, they're toroidal, or whatever. So I wanted to add that in there. We are more powerful than we realize. No one has control over us. No one's made us do anything. There's no push. There's no pull. There's no battle of good and evil. It's manipulation and greed. These people that like to have the stress, drama, and control, and money, and this, that, and the other. Money's not all bad because it's good also. Well, yeah, I said good and bad. See, it's a habit. It's a habit that I'm trying to get myself out of. It's not good or bad. It's a choice. Money's not good or bad. Money is absolutely nothing. It's just an energetic form that lays there. Uh, what you do with it is what makes it, you know, good or bad, I guess. If you want to use that term, it's your choice, is what I'm getting at. It's your choice on how you feel and for how long you feel that way. Someone calls me ugly, I can feel bad about it for years later if I want to. I can get over it in a moment and say, oh, well, that was kind of mean of them to say, and go about my day. And then one day look in the mirror and think, oh, well, I kind of feel ugly. That guy said I was ugly, and now I feel ugly, and I'm ugly. And then get over it, and then 10 years later, do the same thing again just because of that one statement. And I say that because I know. I've lived through that. I've done that. Maybe not the ugly thing, but along them lines. So, anyways, my message to you is, if you do not like the way your life is, if you do not want to be in that drama and trauma and stress and all that stuff, don't. Don't do it. Block them people. If they're on Facebook, or even if it's your family, I don't care if it's your mom, your dad, your son, your daughter, whatever, cousin, uncle, nephew, anybody, doesn't matter. They say blood's thicker than water, yeah, so is diarrhea. It doesn't prove anything. If someone's causing you any kind of thing that you don't like, do away with it. Stop it. It's your power to do so. If you're political and you want to do something about it, instead of going out and burning shit and causing riots, and you cause more harm than you do any good. And it doesn't change anything. It makes you feel better about yourself because you go out there and spread that. And trust me, the higher the path you take, the better your life is going to be. I promise you that much. Things will bother you less. You'll be happier longer. You'll probably live longer. I'm going to say you'll live longer. I'm going to say you're going to live longer, depending on, well, there's a lot of variables there. So scratch that. I'm not going to, I don't make predictions. I maybe I do privately, but I'm never ever going to on here. That's just the way I roll. I see too many fakes out there that have millions of subscribers, and these poor people, I feel bad, and I put out to the universe right now, when the shepherd gets lost, may the flock find its way home. Now, I said this in another video, I do believe, but man, let me tell you what, that's so important. These people are bowing down to these folks, and just like the drama trauma thing with the politics and the money and ICE, Okay, here, let me explain this for you real quick now, and I'll end this video because I've been rambling. Uh, Here in the States, we have ICE, and and probably everybody knows because the news is worldwide, but they're removing illegal immigrants from our country. If you're here illegally, then you have to either register or be deported. And if you're here as an illegal criminal, then well, you just get deported. Simple as that. There's a big controversy about it, about how some Americans feel that these folks have the right to be illegal. Let me tell you what. I speak to you guys, the ones that think they have the rights. Yes, they do have rights as human beings, and they have a certain alienated right just by being in the United States of America. However, illegal is illegal. I'm going to say it again. Illegal is illegal. And it doesn't matter if they did a crime or not. If they're here illegally, they're here illegally. It's very simple. And all the folks out there that support ICE, if you get your panties in a bunch because someone's out there saying something about it, mute them, unfriend them, do away with them. They're having pray for them or give them advice. You know what I mean? I don't know, but they're having something traumatic in their lives. They like the drama, they like the division, they like the hate, the whatever. You know what I mean? So, and it's their choice. You know what I mean? It's not up to you how they feel, but or think, but um, yeah, I had to go back through after watching my video, getting ready to edit it. I got to add this in there. I got a little fired up. And the thing is, it's because I love you. I love you just the way you are. I don't care. I got a pimple on my and a thing there, and my this is all a mess. And I'm never going to be on a cover of some men's magazine. It's never going to happen. You know what I mean? I love me the way I look. I don't care. It doesn't concern me to that level. You know, that's a big one. Anyways, before I get into that, I just want you to be happy and it and all the time, or as much as possible. I mean, I'm being realistic, right? We all have our times, our days. I just want you to be happy. That's all there is to it. As far as everything I was going to mention, that includes how you look. Uh, if your lips are thin or your boob is one's bigger than the other, or you got a head like that, or you look like this, love you the way you are. Uh, I called myself a monster for a long time because I got a lot of scars on my body. Uh, and uh, I don't consider myself a monster anymore. I'm just a human being with a different wrapper than the next human being. It's part of our individuality. It's part of what makes us special. If we all had the same size eyes and ears and lips and breasts and they were even and our hair ended where it used to when it started, it would be a drab, dull place. You know, like looking at the sunrise and the sunsets or the clouds or the birds or nature. If everything was the same color, the same shape, same size, etc., it'd be drab and boring. We would get tired of it in a heartbeat. Our lifespans would be 17 minutes. You know, I mean, it'd be much nothing to see here. Move along. So, anyways, I had to come back and add this in. I had a couple thoughts while I was, editing, so I had to add them in. Reason I got fired up is simply because I love you and I want you to be happy. That's all. All right. So, anyways, I'm gonna wrap this up. Hopefully, I looked at the camera more than I did the screen. I know when I look over here, it looks like I'm looking over there when you're watching it. So I try to look at, where it's being recorded. Um, I don't know. Really, if there's anyone in your life that causes you anything that makes you feel uncomfortable, give them fair warning, let them know, and then remove them from your life. Listen, it doesn't matter if it's your mom, dad, brother, sister, son, or daughter, or your best friend forever. If it's your wife or your husband, then you might need another bed. I don't know. You know what I mean? Quit having those conversations. We lead ourselves to where we walk. No one makes us go where we don't want to go, as far as emotional. Anyways, I completely love you, and I always will, and I always have. You know, I spent first 27 years of my life not really associating with love. I saw what the end result was. Thought, why bother? But little did I know that by denying it, I was enveloped in it. Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day or evening, and may each one get better from here on out. I love you, and goodbye for now.